A very good morning to the honorable judges, loving teachers, fellow contestants and members of the floor. My name is Sanjana Nair, and on this beautiful day, I am delighted to tell you a story entitled The Stonecutter. So sit back, relax and enjoy the story. Once upon a time, there lived a poor but hard-working stonecutter in a small village by the side of Rocky Mountains. All day long, he worked hard cutting the hard stones and making the shapes which were needed by his customers. Due to his job, his hands were rough and hard and his clothes were dirty. One day, he went out to work on a big stone. It was very hard to work on because the sun was very hot. After spending several hours cutting the stone, he sat down in the shade and soon fell asleep. After some time, he heard some loud noises. He woke up at once and saw a long procession of people. There were many soldiers and attendants in the procession. In the middle of the crowd, there was a king sitting majestically in the palanquin, being carried by strong people. How happy I would be if I were the king instead of a poor stonecutter. As he mumbled these words, a strange thing happened. The stonecutter found himself dressed in expensive silk clothes and shining jewels. He was sitting comfortably in the palanquin and feeling very happy. The procession moved on, and the sun was very hot. The stonecutter, who was now the king, was feeling too hot for comfort. As it was the afternoon, the sun grew hotter and hotter. The king was uncomfortable. As he wiped the sweat from his forehead, he thought to himself, I am powerful, it is true, but how more powerful the sun is, he thought. I would rather be the sun than a king. At once, he became the sun, shining down the earth. His new powers was hard to control. He burned up the fields with rain and turned the ocean into vapor, which formed great clouds and covered the land. But no matter how hard he shone, he couldn't see through the clouds. It is obvious that the clouds are even stronger and mightier than me. I would rather be the cloud, said the stonecutter, who was now the sun. His wish was granted. Suddenly, he found himself turned into a huge dark cloud. He started using his new power. He poured rain down on the field and caused flood. All the trees and houses were destroyed and swept away. Then along came the wind. It flooded and wheeled around him and would not let him be. If I can't have my peace, then I would rather blow free, he declared. I wish to be a fierce wind. His wish was granted. He twisted and twirled. Whoosh, whoosh. He chased branches and teased leaves. He dashed here and there until he blew against a boulder that stood in his way. He blew as hard as he could, but the boulder was unmoved and unchanged. Why the rock is more powerful than I am? Asked the stonecutter, now a wind. Only the stonecutter could change the rock by his skills. How I wish I were the stonecutter. Immediately after he had said these words, he found himself sitting on a stone. Without hesitation, he picked up his tools with his rough and hard hands and to set to on a boulder again under the sweltering sun. He said, I don't want to be someone or something else. I'm happy being myself. Now, my dear members of the floor, what do you think is the moral value of the story? Yes, the moral is we must be contented with whatever abilities we possess. The grass is always greener than the other side. Sometimes, all we see within us are flaws and shortcomings. Remember, we must always learn to value who we already are. We should not compare our abilities with others. Instead, we should be grateful and make full use of it wisely. This is the only key to lasting happiness. Keep that in mind. With that, I end my story. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.